Hi everybody, how you doing? This is my knife collection. Now, I don't think there's anything more practical to have with you at all times than a regular knife, any kind of a knife. If you do any kind of outdoor activities, or even if you're inside, I can't imagine being without a knife. I've had some kind of knife with me at all times since I was 12 years old, and I was able to get my first pocket knife. But these are my knives that I use. Some of them I use regularly, some of them I don't use at all. But I'll go through each knife and I'll show you what each one of them is about. This first knife is a DPX Hest H EST. It's made by the DPX Gear Company, designed by Robert Young Pelton. If you've never heard of Robert Young Pelton, he's an adventurer, military guy, and he developed a line of super tough, super usable knives. And this one is, I haven't really given it much of a workout. I bought it a few years ago, and it's not, out of the box it was not sharp at all. And I haven't given it a proper sharpening yet. But it's a very high quality steel. It's carbon spring steel, very thick. You could baton the blade. I'm not much for batoning. I don't like chopping down trees with my knife. I'd rather use an axe for that. But if you wanted to, you could. Also has a pry bar on the end here. This is supposed to be some sort of a wire breaker here, and this is a bottle opener. Can't go wrong with having a bottle opener. But it's a nice thick blade, very high quality steel, very tough blade. Since I sharpen that up, I'm sure it'll be a good knife. Those go for about $120. So that is by far the most expensive knife I have. It also has these removable scales. You can unscrew these, and there's a small space inside. You can store some, some fishing line and a hook or something like that if you wanted to. Whatever you want. And it comes with this Kydex sheath. That's a really good sheath. It's a good knife. I just have to take care of it, get it sharpened up. This next knife is a Mora companion knife made by the Mora Knife Company of Sweden. Now, if you aren't familiar with Mora knives, you should be. They're really good knives, especially for the money. This one only costs about $20. Has a really good rubberized grip. I think it's a full tang knife. I'm not sure. Feels like it. Nice thick spine. It's made with, let's see, it's carbon steel. Now it comes in a variety of models. This is the so-called heavy-duty one, because it's really thick spine. You could easily do some batoning with this, cut up some small firewood, things like that. And it comes with this plastic sheath, which is a pretty good sheath. But for about $20, $20 to $25, you can't go wrong with Mora knives. They're really good, and they make a lot of different models, so check them out. It's razor sharp right out of the box, so it's a very useful, good knife. Solid, well-built knife. This knife is a Schrade folding knife made by the original Schrade company in New York. Before they went out of business, they sold all their rights to Taylor Brands, which I think was eventually bought up by Smith & Wesson. Back when I bought this knife, the knives were all made in the United States. Now, if you buy a Schrade knife, now they're made in China, and from what I hear, the quality is poor. But this is a really good knife. I've had this, I don't know how long. Let me think. Since maybe 1973. Still in great shape. I'm not sure what kind of steel that is. Still holds an edge really well. It's a very good knife. I carry this practically every day. Use it for everything. I used to be an avid fisherman, so I use the knife all the time for cutting line and cleaning fish, things like that. Cutting rope, whatever. It's a very good everyday, pocket knife to have with you at all times. Great all-purpose knife. And it's still in good shape. It's been through a lot. That knife has been through a lot, and it's still works great. This knife is a knife made by Craftsman, the same company that makes Sears knives. So I guess it's a Sears knife. It's an excellent knife. Still keeps an edge. I'm not sure what kind of blade it is. It's stainless. You can see it has a little bit of deterioration, but I inherited this knife from my cousin. At least 40 years ago, at least, and you can see from the wear and tear on this sheath that I carried around quite a bit, and it's still going strong. Has a good grip, nice little hand guard there. You can put your thumb here. Pretty thick blade. Holds an edge very well. That's still a good knife. Made in USA. This is a search and rescue knife, is the model. Made by Smith & Wesson. I believe it's stainless. I found this in the woods, so I don't know much about it. It's a pretty thick blade. It holds an edge pretty good. Has a nice rubberized grip. You could probably baton with that thing. I'm gonna take that out a lot in the future as soon as I make a sheath. I didn't find a sheath, just found the knife, but it comes with a sheath, a nylon sheath, I believe, and a sharpening stone for about $27.99 or so. So for the money, that's a good knife to have. Nice hand guard on there. Not a bad knife for the money, I guess. If you're looking for some sort of beginner survivalist type knife, that wouldn't be a bad one to pick up. I got mine for free because I found it in the woods. This is a little pocket knife by Tac Force. It's just a cheap thing. I got it for about $10 at a gun and knife show. Has an assisted blade. I carry this almost every day. I always put this in my pants pocket. I put my keys in my pockets and I put my knife in my pocket. I carry this one with me every day. It's has a place there for a lanyard. I'm not afraid to beat it up because it only costs $10. And if I don't have any other knife with me, I at least have this one. Little hole there you could use for prying, I guess. But it's only a $10 knife, so you can't expect miracles from that. But it's a good everyday carry knife to carry around. It's already, the blade is not, it's still pretty solid, and I've beat it up pretty good. I beat that knife up, and it's still okay for a $10 knife. I'm surprised it's still around. And the last one we have is What's this? What kind of knife is this? Well, this is a knife I made. A little knife I made one day. I was just bored. I thought I'd make a knife. I made it out of a shelf bracket that I cut down, attached it to a wooden handle, wrapped it with paracord, and it's surprisingly sharp. I just use this as a kitchen knife. That's a kitchen knife. So I haven't cut much with that except cheese, meat, things like that. But I've been using that for a kitchen knife and it's not bad. So if you don't have a knife, make your own.